System scan complete.
Colonia Bridge reaches completion. Pilots Federation alert. Brewer Corporation's project to improve travel between the core systems and Colonia region has successfully concluded. The final batch of service installations wraps up construction work on the 6 starports. The following services will be available at Cannon Complex, Helgrund Gateway, Venatori's Hub, Vladimir McDougall's Triumph and Zerai Station. Universal Cartographics, Vista Genomics, Pioneer Supplies, Bartender, Crew Lounge, Search and Rescue, Material Trader, Human Tech Broker, Outfitting, Shipyard. The following services will be available at Chromium Relay. Universal Cartographics, Vista Genomics, Pioneer Supplies, Bartender, Material Trader, Human Tech Broker, Outfitting, Shipyard. Material traders of all types will be represented across the starports. Material traders of all types will be represented across the starports. Newsfeeds were expecting one final press release from Brewer Corporation, but instead received a rare personal message from the company's CEO Madeleine Teague. It gives me enormous pleasure to announce a triumphant end for this historic undertaking. I want to thank every single person whose hard work made this dream of mine a reality. The names of those pilots most dedicated to the project will soon be recorded on commemorative beacons in the Alcor and Colonia systems. All of us at Brewer Corporation feel a real sense of pride in the Colonia Bridge. For decades to come, these 6 starports and 56 megaships will boost trade, support exploration and serve as way stations for travelers. They represent what can be achieved when so many of us share the same vision and work together in harmony. Pilots who delivered materials can now collect payment from McDonald's Settlement in the Alcor system and Jacques Station in the Colonia system. The top 75% of contributors for the past week can also collect their pre-engineered overcharged power plant modules on the 11th of March.
Surface scan complete.
Imperial Guard defends Duvals. Emperor Arisa Lavany Duval has ordered the Imperial Guard to provide increased security to surviving members of the Duval dynasty. Many Imperial family members, including Prince Harold, were assassinated by the NMLA. Sources close to Emperor Arisa state that she is determined to preserve the remaining Duval bloodline as well as deter any future attacks. The Imperial Guard is a legion of elite warriors under the direct control of the Emperor. Although typically seen performing ceremonial duties, they are a highly trained fighting force. It is understood that their numbers have been boosted by a focused enlistment drive from other areas of the Imperial military. A cohort of Imperial Guard has been placed at the service of Princess Aisling Duval. She has gratefully accepted their presence and integrated them with her existing security team. Similar squads have been posted to the households of Archduke Otto Lombardo Duval and Lucretia Roche Duval, both of whom are descended from the siblings of Emperor Hesketh. Legionnaires were also assigned to direct relations of Emperor Arisa, including her prominent cousins Admiral Lucius Lavigny and Countess Guinevere Lavigny. Only Hadrian Duval declined the offer of additional protection, stating that he will rely on his Praetorian Guard. He reassured his followers that a hand-picked corps permanently surrounds his infant son Hector Duval. Riot Mining Coalition proposes independence. The Riot Mining Coalition wants to cut ties with the Alliance in protest against the military defense pact with Sirius Corporation. Vox Galactica featured an announcement from the faction's CEO, Fergus Cassidy. The pact's 3-month probationary period is clearly a ruse. It is designed to allow time for Sirius agents to bribe, convince or threaten allied decision-makers into accepting Li Yongrui's presence. We'd rather become an independent faction than allow this greedy and untrustworthy company into Riot space. Councillor Ainsley Niven, who represents Riot, told the Assembly, "Obviously I have argued against this extreme move, but I cannot ignore the strength of feeling from the system's governing faction. For Riot Mining Coalition leaders, leaving the Alliance is less risky than allowing Sirius Corporation to become embedded in the system's infrastructure." Vanya Driscoll, political correspondent for the Alliance Tribune, reported, "There are already wild rumors that this situation might spark mass declarations of independence, similar to the Federation's secession crisis last year. But there is no indication as yet that these events will play out quite so dramatically. What is certain, however, is how damaging this is for Prime Minister Marn's campaign to promote acceptance of Sirius Corporation. A historically significant system such as Riot withdrawing from the Alliance would likely sour the Megacorp's reputation with those it seeks to impress." placed on criminal syndicate. Pilots Federation alert. Federal authorities have requested help in hunting down a notorious pirate gang in the Gliese 868 system. The call to arms was broadcast by the faction Gliese 868 services. Recently, most federal security services have been focused on dealing with political protests. This provided opportunities for criminals to cause havoc by raiding trade convoys and committing piracy against ships throughout the region. With the aid of congressional funding, we have initiated a campaign to destroy all wanted vessels operating within our system. Independent pilots are requested to help us eliminate the threat that these criminals pose and claim the bounties placed on them. In a statement to the newsfeed, Secretary of State Lana Berkovich said, "Public interest in the Hudson contravention is intense, with feelings running high on both sides. But it is regrettable that this has tied up our security forces and given free rein to these felons. All members of Congress have agreed that, with the support of the galactic community, we must make an example of them to deter further criminality. Bounty vouchers can be redeemed at Bacon Port in Gliese 868. The campaign is expected to run until the 24th of March 3308. Alliance strives to retain Riot. The megaship Truvai has arrived in the Riot system to support the efforts of the Riot Pro-Alliance League. In recent weeks, the Riot system has forced the expulsion of Sirius Corporation and refused to accept the Strategic Defense Pact. Since then, there have been proposals from its controlling faction to renounce Allied membership and declare independence. But this has galvanized others to campaign for Riot to remain in the Alliance. Louisa LeBlanc, Chief Administrator of the Riot Pro-Alliance League, gave a statement to the Alliance Tribune. The proposed partnership with Sirius Corporation is restricted to increasing defenses against the Thargoids. We do not believe this will be disruptive enough to justify losing all the myriad benefits of membership in the Alliance. The Riot Pro-Alliance League is pleased to be supported by the Alioth Independence faction. A megaship, the Truvai has been supplied to us and will serve as the center of our campaign for Riot to remain an allied system. Sirius Corporation has officially stated that this situation is an internal matter for the Alliance. Sources within the Alioth Independence suggest that Sirius Corporation delegates has been briefed on the situation. Criminal forces crushed in Gliese. Riot's key Imperial figures. Various Imperial allies, ambassadors and nobles have been summoned to capital for a series of meetings with Emperor Arisa Lavany Duval. Political journalist Cassia Carvalho provided details for the Imperial Herald. There are rumors of many behind-the-scenes changes among the upper echelons of power since Emperor Arisa returned. But this latest event was mostly in the public eye and seemed designed to reassure the citizens of her physical presence. Members from all echelons of the imperial aristocracy arrived at the palace with their entourages. Court ceremonies were held to reaffirm their fealty to Emperor Arisa, all with as much spectacle and grandeur as possible. Less public were Arisa's closed sessions with representatives from the Imperial Diplomatic Corps. Laurentin Sharp, the Empire's senior ambassador to the Alliance, said, "The purpose of these briefings is to update Her Majesty on political developments that occurred during her absence, and to receive guidance for the future." Alongside the parade of familiar faces was one very unexpected figure, Prime Consul Coyote Tao of the Marlinist Consulate. His megaship, Fairfax Vision, was afforded full diplomatic immunity when it arrived in the Sadr System. Considering the turbulent history between the Empire and the Marlinist colonies, what might Arisa be planning? Taurus Mining Ventures begins scientific study. The megaships Musashi and Heart of Taurus have entered the Sinuwave CERC-216 system to perform a mining-related research operation. Taurus Mining Ventures is an independent mining corporation closely associated with Salvation. It has acted as his intermediary in recent months, directly supporting his efforts to combat the Thargoids. Dr. Reuben Carpenter, head of the company's research division, provided a statement. "We have recorded some unusual radioactive signatures in the Sinuwave CERC-216 system. This has had a transformative effect on the molecular structure of certain naturally occurring substances. Our objective is to perform a detailed analysis of these irradiated materials and determine if they have value as mineable resources. Customized laboratories have been set up aboard both megaships, and work is already underway." The Empirical, an independent journal aimed at the scientific community, commented, "As yet, the detection of atypical radiation signatures within Sinuwave CERC-216 has not been verified by secondary sources. Our editorial team has reached out to Taurus Mining Ventures for clarification."
Surface scan complete.
Rival initiatives to decide Riot's future. Pilots Federation alert. Deliveries to the Riot Mining Coalition or the Riot Pro-Alliance League will help determine the system's status. The system's controlling faction wishes to declare independence in protest against Sirius Corporation's proposed anti-Xeno defense pact with the Alliance Defense Force. The Riot Mining Coalition's CEO Fergus Cassidy announced, "Prime Minister Mahon's insistence on working with Sirius leads us to believe our interests are best served outside of the Alliance. To prepare for Riot's potential transition to an independent system, we ask for shipments of advanced medicines, skimmer components and building fabricators to be delivered to Davis High Starport. It is expected that if Riot Mining Coalition is successful, all systems currently under its governance would similarly be classified as independent." Another faction in the system, the Riot Pro-Alliance League, broadcast a statement in opposition by Chief Administrator Louisa LeBlanc. Severing Riot's links with the Alliance over some misguided idealism would be hasty and short-sighted, given the Thargoid threat this pact is intended to prepare for. "We believe that increasing supplies of advanced medicines, skimmer components and building fabricators will reassure the public of the benefits of membership. The Alioth Independence faction has kindly provided a megaship, the True Virines, where pilots can deliver these commodities. Although Sirius Corporation is not officially involved with these competing initiatives, it is offering pre-engineered heat-sink modules to independent pilots who make deliveries to the True Virines. Criminal forces crushed in Gliese 868. Pilots Federation alert. Commanders have worked alongside federal authorities to destroy criminal ships in the Gliese 868 system. The pirate gang was responsible for multiple raids while federal security services were distracted by public protests around the Hudson Contravention. To help protect shipping and eliminate the threat, bounties were placed on all criminal vessels. Gliese 868 Services, which organized the counteroffensive against the pirates, announced. The combat expertise of Federal Navy auxiliaries and independent pilots has succeeded in driving back these ruthless criminals. We will be pleased to reimburse bounty vouchers at Bacon Port in Gliese 868. The Federal Times reported on the political repercussions from these events. It is not just the security agencies that are embarrassed at relying on volunteers to protect trade in Gliese 868. Members of both the Republican and Liberal parties have spoken out, claiming that this situation was completely unacceptable. This has led to fresh demands that President Hudson's proposal to repeal the 77th Amendment must be negotiated peacefully without causing civil disturbance or placing citizens' lives at risk. Congress is expected to make further statements soon.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete. Orbital flight engaged.